Welcome back, everybody. Today's deep dive is going to be all about the power of human connection
I love it.
and the ripple effects of kindness.
Yes.
We're taking a look at Heartbeat Celebrating Human Connection, Stories of Compassion from Today,
Okay.
which is a collection of 10 heartwarming stories from around the globe.
Awesome.
And it's so easy to get caught up in the negativity of the world,
Yeah.
But today, we're going to be focusing on the good.
Love that.
So let's just jump right in, okay? The story about the London Marathon really caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
So picture this, right? You're in the final stretch of this grueling race.
Yeah.
Thousands of people are cheering you on.
Oh, yeah.
The finish line is in sight.
It's so close you can taste it.
And suddenly, you see a fellow runner stumbling,
Oh, no.
completely exhausted,
Oh.
just meters away from achieving their goal.
Oh, wow.
You'd be so easy to just keep going, right?
Right.
The adrenaline's pumping, you're
Yeah.
focused on your own time.
Exactly. You're in the zone.
But what happens next is incredible.
What happens?
So instead of pushing ahead, other runners, complete strangers, stop to help this struggling runner.
No way.
They lift him up. They support him.
Oh, wow.
And they make sure that he crosses that finish line.
Oh, that is so powerful. That's beautiful.
It really makes you wonder, what is it about shared struggle,
Yeah.
or about witnessing someone's vulnerability that triggers this almost primal urge to help?
I think it speaks to our deep-seated need for connection,
Yeah.
for belonging. We see ourselves in each other's struggles.
Absolutely.
And in those moments of vulnerability.
And think about the impact of that moment, not just on the runner who was helped,
Yeah.
but on everyone who witnessed it, whether in person
Yeah,
or through the photos and videos that were shared online.
absolutely. That act of kindness created a ripple effect, spreading outward, touching the hearts of people all over the world.
Yeah. And speaking of unity, let's move on to story number 5 from Berlin. This one involves music,
Love it.
which always has a way of bringing people together.
Music is the universal language.
This story features a group of musicians, both refugees and locals, who come together to create something beautiful and meaningful through their shared love of music.
That's amazing. So it's not just about making music, though, right?
No, it's about building bridges,
Right?
breaking down barriers,
Yeah.
and creating a sense of belonging for everyone involved.
I think the power of music to transcend language and cultural differences is truly remarkable.
I agree. It creates this instant connection,
Yeah.
this shared emotional experience that allows people to connect on a deeper level.
It's like music becomes a universal language, a way to express emotions and share stories that might otherwise go unheard.
Absolutely. And in this story, the music becomes a vehicle for social change.
Right.
By performing together and sharing their stories, these musicians are raising awareness about the challenges faced by refugees and fostering a more inclusive and welcoming community.
That's so important. Makes me think about the power of shared experiences in general, whether it's through music, sports, or even just a simple conversation.
Right.
Those moments of connection can have a profound impact on our lives.
It's interesting that you mentioned conversations,
Yeah.
because Heartbeat also features stories about those seemingly small, everyday acts of kindness that can brighten someone's day and create these unexpected moments of connection.
Like story number 3, the taxi driver in Mumbai who goes above and beyond to help an elderly woman who's lost and confused.
Oh, I love that story. It's such a simple act of kindness, but it speaks volumes about the driver's character
Absolutely.
and his willingness to help someone in need, even if it means going out of his way.
Imagine how that woman must have felt, lost and alone in a bustling city.
Right.
And then this stranger comes along and not only gets her to safety, but does so with such compassion and care.
Yeah.
It probably made her entire day, maybe even her week. And it probably made the driver feel good, too, knowing he made a difference in someone's life.
I think so.
And what's fascinating is that even though this act of kindness happened between two individuals, it likely had a ripple effect on others as well. Maybe someone witnessed that exchange
Right.
and was inspired to be a little kinder themselves.
Exactly. It's amazing how these small acts of kindness can have such a big impact.
They spread outwards like ripples in a pond.
And speaking of ripple effects, story number 8 from Tokyo takes us to a crowded train during rush hour.
Okay. I'm picturing it.
Everyone's tired,
Yeah.
stressed, packed in like sardines.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
And then there's this young mother struggling with her baby, clearly feeling overwhelmed by it all.
Oh, I feel for her.
And out of the blue, another passenger, a complete stranger, offers to hold the baby, giving the mother a much-needed moment of respite. It's such a simple gesture, but so powerful. That small act of kindness probably not only relieved the mother's stress, but also created a more relaxed and positive atmosphere for everyone in that train car.
Exactly. And it probably made that passenger feel good too, knowing they were able to help someone in need. It's like these acts of kindness create a win-win situation for everyone involved.
It really makes you think about how we can all choose to be a little bit kinder, a little bit more compassionate in our everyday lives.
And sometimes those small acts of kindness can even inspire larger community-driven initiatives that address shared needs and create lasting positive change.
It's like that saying, think globally, act locally.
Exactly. And that brings us to the next set of stories in Heartbeat, which focus on the incredible power of collective action.
This is where it gets really exciting. These stories show how people coming together, united by a common purpose, can achieve amazing things.
Huh.
But before we dive into those, have you ever witnessed an act of kindness in a surprising place? We'd love to hear your stories.
Let us know. And welcome back to our deep dive into Heartbeat.
It's so easy to forget that we're all connected.
I know, right? And these stories remind us that we are in such beautiful ways.
They really do. And they show how these acts of kindness, no matter how big or small,
Yeah.
they can really create these ripple effects that spread far and wide.
Like story number 7,
Yeah.
which takes us to Nairobi, where a group of residents transformed an abandoned lot into a thriving food forest.
I love this one.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really shows what's possible when people come together, with a shared vision for positive change.
And they took ownership of a problem in their community and created a solution that benefits everyone.
And imagine the feeling of community, right? Like
Well, yeah.
working together to create something that's not only beautiful, but also provides fresh food for the neighborhood.
It's incredible, and it makes you think about
Yeah.
how acts of kindness can have this ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate act.
It's like throwing a pebble into a pond,
Yeah.
creating
Wow.
those ripples that expand outwards.
And who knows, maybe one of those ripples will inspire someone else to perform their own act of kindness, and so on and so on,
Exactly.
creating this beautiful wave of compassion and connection.
I love that.
And that brings us to story number 2 from Cape Town,
Okay.
where a group of people transformed an old building into a free library.
Oh, the power of books.
Right.
It's amazing, isn't it? How access to knowledge can empower individuals and uplift a whole community.
And that library becomes a hub for learning, for connection, for growth.
It's like they opened a door to a world of possibilities.
For everyone, regardless of background or circumstance.
And it reminds me of story number 4, the Warmth Campaign in Chicago.
Oh, yes. That one's powerful.
This is where a group of volunteers went above and beyond during a harsh winter to distribute blankets, warm clothing, and hot meals to those experiencing homelessness.
And it wasn't just about providing material goods.
Right.
They also offered companionship and a listening ear,
Yeah.
acknowledging the inherent worth and dignity of each person they encountered.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable thing we can offer is our time and attention.
Absolutely.
That human connection that reminds people that they are seen.
And they matter.
Yes.
And that can make all the difference in the world to someone who's feeling lost and alone.
And Heartbeat also explores the incredible power of art
Oh, yes.
to connect and to heal.
Story number 9
Yes.
features a street artist in Rio de Janeiro who transforms sterile hospital waiting areas into vibrant spaces filled with color and hope.
Imagine the impact of that.
Yeah.
You're in a hospital, probably feeling anxious or scared, and then you encounter these beautiful murals
Right.
that evoke a sense of peace and wonder.
It's like art offers this temporary escape from the harsh realities of illness,
Yeah.
a reminder of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit.
And sometimes that connection comes through the shared experience of storytelling
Absolutely.
and the power of words to transport us to different worlds and expand our horizons.
Which brings us to story number 10,
Okay.
the literacy van in Paris, a mobile library that brings books and a love of reading to those who might not have traditional access.
It's like taking the library to the streets.
Exactly, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to explore the world through literature.
And it's so inspiring to see how these stories from Heartbeat demonstrate the countless ways that kindness can manifest,
From individual acts of compassion to community-driven initiatives,
to the transformative power of art and education.
it's like a tapestry of human connection,
I love that.
woven together by these threads of kindness, empathy, and a shared desire to make the world a better place.
And it makes me wonder,
What
stories of kindness have touched your life? What acts of compassion have you witnessed or experienced that have stayed with you. We'd love to hear from you.
And it's amazing how these stories from Heartbeat, they like stick with you.
They really do. And it makes you realize that kindness is all around us.
Yeah.
It's like if we just open our eyes to it.
It's like that quote from Mark Twain, "Kindness is the language the blind can see and the deaf can hear."
Oh, I love that.
It's so simple, yet so profound.
And it's so true, isn't it? Like, kindness, it really does transcend all those barriers
It does.
and speaks to something deep within us.
And it reminds me of one of the stories from Heartbeat about a group of volunteers in Chicago
Okay.
who organized the Warmth Campaign.
Yes.
They went out during a brutal winter to help those experiencing homelessness,
Oh, yeah?
providing not just blankets and warm clothes, but also that human connection that's so vital, especially in times of need.
That story really got to me. It wasn't just about meeting people's physical needs, right?
Right.
It was about acknowledging their humanity,
Yeah.
offering a kind word, a warm smile,
Yeah.
that sense of being seen and cared for.
It's like they were saying, you matter, you're not invisible.
Exactly. And that can make all the difference in the world to someone who's feeling lost and alone.
It really can.
It's those small acts of kindness, I think, that can have the biggest impact.
Sometimes even more so than the grand gestures.
Yeah. And as we wrap up our deep dive into Heartbeat, I keep coming back to this idea of the ripple effect.
Yes.
How even the smallest act of kindness can spread outwards.
Like throwing a pebble into a pond,
Exactly.
creating a chain reaction.
And who knows, maybe one of those ripples will inspire someone else to perform their own act of kindness, and so on and so on.
Right. Creating this beautiful wave of compassion and connection that spreads throughout the world.
It's a beautiful thought. It really is.
And it reminds us that each of us has the power to be a source of kindness,
Yeah.
to make a positive difference in the lives of others,
No matter how small.
no matter how small our actions may seem.
So as we say goodbye for now,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with a challenge.
Okay.
What one act of kindness will you commit to this week?
How will you spread that ripple effect of compassion and connection?
Remember, it doesn't have to be anything grand or elaborate.
It could be as simple as offering a genuine compliment, holding the door open for someone, or simply listening with your full attention when someone needs to talk.
Exactly. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, it contributes to a more compassionate and connected world.
So let's all make kindness our language,
I love that.
the language that everyone can understand and embrace.
Thank you for joining us on this heartwarming journey into the world of Heartbeat.
We'll see you next time.